Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is a manager's special. Now, the world of football, it's fast-paced, it's ruthless, and this season already, a lot of managerial changes have taken place across European football. This might even be the most erratic phase of manager dismissals in a long time. I know that this season already holds the record amount of managerial departures at this stage in the season, and it's the highest amount in 17 years. So, how did we get here? Well, in the past 11 Premier League games, we've already seen 5 managers out the door, and these managers include Xisco Muñoz from Watford, Steve Bruce from my club, Newcastle, Nuno Espirito Santo from Spurs, Daniel Farke, whose contract was up with Norwich, and Dean Smith from Aston Villa. Then outside the Premier League, Ronald Koeman was also sacked from Barcelona as well. Now, I think it's important that we know what their replacements are capable of. So in this video, let's break down what each new manager brings to the table. Let's get straight into it. I hope you enjoy the video. So first up, let's talk about Xavi Hernandez at Barcelona. So in a club that seems to have almost lost its identity, I guess Xavi's presence is a tactical decision really to just reinvigorate an old flame within the fans of Barca. The return of the man who once defined a style of play that dominated Spanish football. And of course, many are familiar with Xavi's defence on the pitch, but what does he look like with his coaching hat on? Well, pretty damn promising, I feel. So he managed a team called Al Sadd in Doha, and he spent 4 seasons with them, evolving them to a pretty impressive standard. Upon his appointment there, the team grew, just showcasing their individual skills and working as a cohesive unit. And I think at Barcelona, Xavi is sure to reflect a similar philosophy, ensuring that all players on the roster are really committed to a serious Camp Nou rebuild. Next up, let's talk about Steven Gerrard at Aston Villa. Now, Gerrard's achievements with Rangers cannot be overlooked. And of course, as an experienced Premier League player with hundreds of appearances, I think Stevie G is competent enough to just see things through and guide Villa to probably a mid-table finish. They have a decent squad, and if you look at the clubs in and around the relegation zone, there is a lot of work to be done to survive going down, and I'm a Newcastle fan saying that with the financial backing of Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, we're still in danger. I think Villa will survive just fine with Gerrard now. I expect there's a really good chance that we'll witness an attacking and possession-based style of football with him and, mainly alternating between formations 4-3-3 and 4-2-3-1. I think that's sure to result in a much more electric Aston Villa side on the pitch. Okay, moving on to Antonio Conte at Tottenham. Now, as Tottenham's 5th manager since 2019, Conte shouldn't get too comfortable in his new role. I think despite this, I reckon he'll certainly give it his best shot, considering the nature of managing at Spurs. Conte is sure to reshape the squad's playing style, most likely through a switch to a 3-5-2 lineup maybe. Maybe we can expect a lot more of Eric Dyer, Christian Romero, Davinson Sanchez playing together in a back 3 perhaps. I think this formation is something that netted Inter Milan their first trophy in 11 years, and Conte knows his way around it. And one thing I think might be interesting to observe is the dynamics between Conte and Harry Kane. Kane has been extremely impressive on the international stage recently, and that hat-trick on Friday against Albania, that was just wonderful. I think Conte should take advantage of this form and bring it to club level success at Tottenham if he can. I think getting Kane to be more invested in Tottenham's success after the Man City deal fell through is not going to be easy, but including him as a priority in the plans would be morale boosting. I think that's what Kane needs. In the past, I think Conte has demonstrated the ability to recognise quality, and he seems to work really well to get the best out of skilled players, even if they are going through dry spells. I mean, if you just look at the resurgence of Romelu Lukaku at Inter Milan, it says it all. I think if anyone can get Kane back to his best at club level, it will be Conte. That's if Kane isn't distracted by the thought of heading to City come January. I think if Conte can get Spurs to play expansive, attacking football, it will work to Kane's strengths and get the best out of him again. And I think you didn't see that when he played under Nuno. So yeah. Moving on to the next newbie on the block. Former manager of Chelsea and Leicester City, he was appointed as manager for Watford last month. I think his seemingly impossible feat of leading Leicester City to the Premier League title back in 2016 is something that will be talked about for years and years and years. Unfortunately, his first game with Watford, it didn't really start with a bang. They conceded 5 goals, and Watford will need a bit more time, I think, to adapt and strategise for success. Regardless, Ranieri is certainly a manager with experience working under pressure, that's for sure. So far though, Ranieri saw a decisive victory against Everton with a 5-2 win. Beyond that, a couple of close losses. They've also been part of the story so far. He's sure to prioritise escaping relegation. So I reckon we shouldn't expect any overly ambitious football for Watford this season. Now let's talk about Eddie Howe at my club, Newcastle. So following the takeover, which I feel I talk about in every single video, I think Eddie Howe is a manager that has basically been waiting for the perfect opportunity to just showcase what he's made of. Now, on Tyneside, he has the chance to just dictate the team's philosophy. You know, with the resources and all that support behind him, it's certainly a role that comes with a lot of pressure, but also a lot of excitement too. And I think he's sure to impress many doubters. Right now though, his biggest priority is to just get Newcastle away from the relegation zone and survive for the next Premier League season. Once that's achieved, I think we can begin to see our club just establish an identity with the latest, the newest transfers in January. I think Howe's stint at Bournemouth was pretty successful considering the many limitations that he faced in the club. And with Newcastle's budget, we can expect a more expressive and aggressive style of football, I think. In the short term, like I said, I just want him to promptly turn things around for us and just keep us up. The more I hear about his aspirations from his press interviews, actually, the more encouraged I am by his appointment, so fingers crossed. Now let's talk about Dean Smith at Norwich City. Now, Dean Smith has almost been confirmed as the new manager for Norwich, and the club are in a really tough spot right now. Bottom of the table, their goal difference is -21 and they've won 1 game so far this season. Now, Dean Smith really has his work cut out to help save the club from looming relegation. He knows that. Frank Lampard seemingly rejected the role, but fortunately for Norwich, Smith has got experience in relegation battles, and he was at Villa for just over 3 years. He guided them back to the Premier League from the Championship, and he kept them there for their 3rd successive top-flight campaign. Yes, on paper, Villa's squad was far greater than that of Norwich. Well, that's what I feel anyways, but I do think Norwich have done all right to get him on board. Whether or not it's just a little too late for them, relegation-wise, I guess time will tell. So there you have it, the 5 new managers on the block and what they have to offer. What are your thoughts on the new recruits? Do comment below and let me know. Thanks a lot for watching my video. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more football content. This series was brought to you by kitbag.com. Do check out their collections on the link below. I've also left you a cheeky discount code. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you lot in the next video. Bye!